Picture this, our biggest offensive weapon, the guy we traded the farm for, might already have 1 foot out the door with dollar signs dancing in his eyes. Meanwhile, our front office is frantically working the phones, targeting not 1 but 2 veteran arms who could be the missing pieces to our championship puzzle. But here's the kicker. Cubs fans, time is running out, and every decision made in the next few weeks will determine whether we're raising a banner at Wrigley or watching October baseball from our couches. I'm talking about moves that would make Theo Epstein proud, trades that could rival the greatest deals in Cubs history, and a free agency battle that's about to get uglier than a Cubs-Cardinals brawl in July. We've got a rotation that's held together by duct tape and prayer, a superstar who's already eyeing his exit strategy, and a front office that knows this might be our best shot at breaking the curse, again. If you're feeling that familiar mix of hope and terror that only comes with being a Cubs fan, hit that like button, because you're about to need something to hold on to. Drop a comment below and tell me you're ready for this emotional roller coaster. And don't forget to subscribe, because what happens next will determine whether we're talking about the 2025 Cubs as legends or just another what-if story. Cubs fans, are you ready to find out just how close we are to either fulfilling our wildest dreams or watching them crumble faster than a Colin Reeve fastball? Because what I'm about to reveal will change everything you thought you knew about this season. The nightmare scenario that's been keeping Cubs fans awake at night just became terrifyingly real. And it all centers around one name, Kyle Tucker. Remember that blockbuster trade that had us dancing in the streets? When we sent prospects to Houston for this 3-time All-Star Gold Glove winner and Silver Slugger? Well, Cubs fans, that fairy tale might be about to turn into our worst nightmare. Tucker isn't just thinking about leaving, he's already mentally packing his bags for a potential move to the AL East. And it's not the team you think. While everyone's been worried about the Yankees and Dodgers throwing monopoly money at our star outfielder, the Boston Red Sox just made a move that should have every Cubs fan checking their blood pressure. They traded Rafael Devers and his massive $313 million contract to San Francisco, freeing up over $250 million to make a run at our guy. Think about this for a second, Cubs fans. We're talking about a player projected to command $525 million over 12 years, maybe even $600 million as if a bidding war erupts. That's not just money. That's changed the entire future of your franchise money. And Tucker's representation knows it. They're not just planning to test free agency. They're preparing for the biggest payday in baseball history. The Red Sox aren't just interested. They're positioning themselves as the perfect landing spot. Sure, they've got an outfield full of young talent, but when has Boston ever been shy about making trades to accommodate a superstar? They're already talking about moving pieces around, using those young outfielders as trade bait for pitching, all while clearing the financial runway for Tucker's arrival. Here's what's killing me, Cubs fans. We gave up real prospects for what might end up being a one-year rental of a generational talent. We're sitting here at 45-28, tied for the second-best record in baseball, and our biggest offensive weapon might already be planning his farewell tour. Every home run he hits, every spectacular catch he makes, every moment of brilliance might be building toward a goodbye that breaks our hearts. But wait, Cubs fans, because Tucker's potential departure isn't even the most urgent crisis facing our championship hopes. There's something happening with our pitching staff that demands immediate action. While Tucker's free agency drama plays out in the background, our front office is scrambling to address the elephant in the room. Our starting rotation is hanging by a thread, and they've identified their first target to keep our World Series dreams alive. Enter Tyler Anderson, the 35-year-old veteran lefty from the Los Angeles Angels, who could be the stabilizing force our rotation desperately needs. Cubs fans, let's be brutally honest about our situation. We've got the best bullpen in baseball since April 19th, and guys like Jamison Tylan, Matthew Boyd, and rookie sensation Cade Horton have been absolutely dealing. But Ben Brown has been shakier than a leaf in a Chicago windstorm. And Colin Reeve, well, let's just say he has his moments. Unfortunately, most of them involve opposing batters rounding the bases. Anderson isn't just available, he's practically gift-wrapped for a contending team like us. This 2-time All-Star has been getting knocked around lately, with a brutal 900 ERA in June. But here's the thing, Cubs fans understand better than anyone. Sometimes you've got to look past the recent struggles to see the bigger picture. In his first 11 outings, Anderson posted a solid 3.39 ERA. And for a guy with his experience, that's the kind of consistency we need in our rotation. What makes Anderson even more attractive for Wrigley Field? His home run rate sits at just 3.9%, which is music to the ears of any Cubs fan who's watched too many promising seasons derailed by pitchers who can't keep the ball in the park during those brutal summer days when the wind's blowing out. The Angels are sitting at 35-37, 6.5 games behind Houston in the AL West. And while they're technically still in wildcard contention, everyone knows they're going to be sellers at the deadline. That's opportunity knocking for us, Cubs fans. We're in prime position to grab a quality mid-rotation arm without breaking the bank or giving up our top prospects. But here's where it gets really interesting. Anderson isn't the only veteran arm our front office has in their crosshairs. There's another name, another potential game changer that could solidify our championship aspirations. Cubs fans, hold on to your jerseys, because the final piece of this incredible puzzle involves a move that could either complete our championship roster or serve as the ultimate insurance policy. Our scouts have been burning up the phones with Tampa Bay, targeting Zach Littell, the 29-year-old right-hander who could be the perfect rental addition to push us over the top. Here's what makes this move absolutely brilliant. Littell represents everything our front office loves about deadline acquisitions. He's an impending free agent, which means the Rays won't demand our top prospects. He's been solid with a 3.88 ERA and 1.11 WHIP in 15 starts. And most importantly, he's available from a Tampa Bay team that has a history of making pragmatic moves based on contract situations rather than emotions. Now, Cubs fans, I know what you're thinking. Leading MLB in hits allowed and home runs allowed doesn't exactly scream championship piece. But remember, we're talking about Wrigley Field in the summer, where flyball pitchers go to have nightmares. The beauty of Littell isn't that he's perfect, it's that he's better than what we have and available at the right price. Think about the bigger picture here. We're sitting at 45-28, holding a commanding 6.5 game lead over Milwaukee in the NL Central. Our offense is top 5 in baseball. Our bullpen has been dominant for months, and we've got guys like Talon and Boyd exceeding all expectations. What we need isn't a Cy Young winner. We need stability, innings, and someone who won't implode when the lights get brightest. The Rays are 40-33, holding a wild card spot, but they're Tampa Bay. They're going to make the move that maximizes their long-term success, and trading an impending free agent for prospects fits their model perfectly. For us, it's about completing the puzzle, giving manager Craig Counsell the depth he needs to navigate a championship run. Cubs fans, as I sit here thinking about Tucker's potential departure, Anderson's veteran presence, and Littell's rental possibilities, I can't help but feel that familiar mix of excitement and terror that defines our fandom. We're so close to something special, so close to validating this incredible season with the moves that matter most. So here's my question for you, Cubs fans. Are you ready to trust this front office one more time? Are you ready to believe that we can navigate Tucker's free agency uncertainty, upgrade our rotation with smart deadline moves, and finally give ourselves the championship roster we've been dreaming about since 2016? Because right now, with everything on the line, this feels like our moment. Hit that like button if you believe, comment below with your trade deadline predictions, and subscribe because the next few weeks are going to determine whether we're talking about the 2025 Cubs as World Series champions or just another team that came close. The question isn't whether we can win it all, Cubs fans. It's whether we have the courage to make the moves that championship teams make when everything is on the line.